I'm Johnny Young Bosch, and you're watching Wolf Thunder Ranger.
So before we get started with Dwayne the Bounty Hunter this Friday, let's talk about another dog that deserves a little bit of a remaster video. So without further ado, let's get started. So Doggie's always been kind of a little bit of a hassle. And by that I mean his moveset was a little bit underdeveloped like Gold Samurai was on release. But back in the day, that was when Enway was releasing characters that were actually, I guess, like balanced to an extent. But then they kind of, stopped. So, yeah. So, level 6 guy's pretty good. My energy is, like, very low. I'm trying to get in with these points here. I should have really saved my shield a lot just in case he tried to do strikes, but, we don't really turtle. We try to get in those moves the best we can. I mean, the match almost looked like a slam dunk, but, Sky and his freaking range attacks is just a little too much sometimes. It's an easy comeback, especially since everyone has talents. The man kept going full idiot. That actually was hurting me, believe it or not, because he wasn't taking a break from his energy, so every damage attack mattered. That was me being like, oh, I'm going to beat him out with this, but then you forget that Shadow Ranger never got the proper buff, and Sky has really good iframes for no effing reason. But Doggie had to be like the one legendary that suffers, which shows SPD epics are better so far than SPD legendaries at the end of the day. So yeah. So that's another thing about Doggie that I always had like a problem with. He was like one of my other Gold Samurai problems when it came to release. Like, that move's too predictable. I mean, maybe it was a little close. It do a little bit more, make it a little faster. It is close. I mean, it's far away. I can understand the speed, but the fact that he has to take forever to swing is, like, terrible. I swear, it's like he has, like, the new, I'm gonna just spam Kia thing. It's like spam Kia. Like, that's, like, the new thing these days. God. Maybe they'll nerf it. I don't know. We'll see next month. I don't know if they will nerf it officially, but we'll see. So he had a lot of shields, so I definitely had to look out for that when I could. For some reason, that backdash still irks me. I wish he never backdashed, period. Like, just don't even let him backdash anymore. There's, like, no point to it when it comes to using Shadow Slice. Because if I dash forward again, my energy has to go through a recharge, so if I don't press the move right away, I miss damage, and that's an extra problem. I need as much damage as I can get at the end of the day. So, yeah, try to hit him with that dagger on, but, he had more problems. Bam, bam, bam. That was a good dash out because I was trying to look out for that, but that was not happening. But yeah, that was actually my only real issue with Doggie in general, was the Shadow Slice not having like a different priority when it came to range on the actual attack itself. I mean, if it's in your face, it could be a little bit faster, but they didn't want to do that because the move's already predictable as shit as it is. It's like one of the more well-known moves you can just see in the dark. For some reason, I really forgot how to play Doggie, because I know you can just press the breaker button and it would work. I just kept backdashing because I was trying to make sure I didn't have to waste any of my energy at a time where it wasn't worth risking my energy. But, Doggie and Daggeron really go hand in hand with the backup because you can get into Justice combo a little bit easier. But, that's how we always did it. But for some reason, I kept backdashing away from that, and you're supposed to be able to, but I guess Doggie has a different style body that says, Zach, you can flip me anytime you want, apparently. Well, good thing people like to spam Scorpino, or I'd never get that attack off. Wink, wink. Terrible. Just terrible. So watching out for Windmill Kick. I could have done Shadow Slice, but I'm like, let me dagger on just in case he wants to do a bring it on type deal. The only reason why that move's not doing a lot because it's not a maxed out talent tree either. Again, Doggie could do pretty good on the ladder. I mean, a level 7 probably would be pretty nutty with the Shadow Slice doing as much damage as it does. And that's what you get for waiting like a prick. So we're both making mistakes. So usually when you use Doggie's shield, especially the shield, I mean, technically you want to use breakers or you want like projectiles from afar, so you make your opponent waste energy. You're pretty much sacrificing energy for your opponent's energy, like a little bit of its own version of energy drain. If you do that right, there's a lot of stuff you can get away with, so that's good. Again, Shadow Slice, it looks like it touches. It should definitely work automatically. But, you know, whatever. Well, that's another reason like Dagger. I mean, people like the turtle doggy. He's actually one of the more turtley characters, since the Shadow Slice is very predictable. It doesn't help that it is predictable. Nice back there. I dashed forward because I thought I was going to get the Shadow Slice off. There we go. Now I got it off. Justice combo. But yeah, sometimes people like the turtle doggy coon because doggy coon has very slow move coons. So that doesn't really help when it comes to like character development, especially in today's meta these days when it came to speed being the new meta. And, you know, baiting out things is also a good meta, but it depends how you play it. But Scorpina is always a great assist. Might get nerfed next month. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, if anyone's smart, they'll figure out how to get the money in. Yeah, that wasn't going to work out. I think the poison definitely helps Doggy and the burn because, you know, you want chip damage to go through. Because it's true. I mean, the only way you can ever win with Doggy if damage is still going on, because Doggy's damage is very slim chancey. By slim chancey, I mean, like, you're lucky to get the full damage if they don't block or turtle it out. But Doggy's, like, always been that way, though. I mean, no changes. I mean, if anybody ever buffed Doggy, in my experience, if they do even attempt a buff on Doggy Kruger, I think he'd be the next meta in a way, because I feel like they would find a way to make Shadow Slice actually good or something around those lines. But I don't know. They probably won't. They haven't touched Magnify ever since they said this iframe's okay. No, you just made him more of a turtle character that people can still turtle out. That wasn't a good buff. That buff was like mediocre at best. That wasn't going to help him at the end. Yeah, it's nice it has iframes, but everything else is no. No to that. You have to really improve the move, not just like little bits like that. So he saved a lot of his strikes. So again, my opponent was smart, keeping every strike he could, especially since I'm running 2 breaker assists, so he knows he could turn out my Shadow Slice, and if I don't do this right, I can't get Shadow Slice off. So he honestly was waiting for me to use Shadow Slice when I could. So that's just me trying to play it right at the end of the day. Honestly, I asked for that. I'm not even going to fucking lie. I honestly thought I could have beat out the punch, but you know, me testing things during battle always gets me losses, and that's a mistake. It was the one thing we taught us: don't challenge the move. Play smart and survive if you want to win medals, if you care that much about medals. Anyways, the most I ever do in these videos is experiment the character's moves, see what can beat out what, so at least you know for future reference, if you time the move right, you get away with murder. I feel like Justice combo should have sweep. No, if that has sweep, that's gonna be a very OP attack. We don't have time to make that attack OP. Oh, these are like tickles because it's a level 1. You know, it's a level 1 Psycho Pink, and that's like a tickle right there. Yeah, don't worry. If you had that level 3, it might have been a different story. I mean, honestly, that's like tickle damage when it's like very, very low character level and barely any talents. Anyways. But yeah, no, you just want to make sure if you're going to make it to these big leagues, just make sure you got to know everyone has their character at least maxed out at some point. And I mean, if you're going to keep playing this game, I guess religiously, and you care about it, make sure you do keep up with your talent. I was actually shocked by that. I was like, really? I could have at least I wasted a block thinking I'm going to block this because he's hitting me, but no, I'm going to go full derp. It's a lot of HP. That was very much a lot of HP. That was the only thing I didn't like about Lunar Wolf. That one slow move. Again, a little bit of a turtle on that point, but his breakers kind of make up for it on speed. So that was always like a solid thing for Lunar. I don't think it really stopped him on the Ancient Warrior thing. Like, if I actually turtled Lunar Wolf out more and not wasted so much energy, maybe I could have got a better amount of damage in. But, you know, we don't turtle here. So he went for the full idiot, which was good. He had to do that. I mean, I was throwing out breakers, so he kept going for the fulls. That should have been a Shadow Slice. I don't know why I'm derping there. But yeah. Bam, Shadow Slice. Shadow Breaker. I mean, he does 14,000 damage just off 2 forecast moves, which is great. But moves that are predictable, that can't get in that damage naturally without a certain setup, is always up in the air as bad. But yeah, no, I mean, like characters that always need an assist that are always like bad to me. Like I don't see any. Like, I mean, I rather be able to play with the character without the assist doing much, pretty much. But you know, we have been getting to that point where the characters actually can do a little bit more on their own, which is why we do Lone Warriors. But Doggy is still one of those characters that definitely always needs an assist because without an assist, Doggy can't do much. Wow, I already lost more HP, and this guy's already in the lead by 1,000. Up, he's in the lead a little bit more. So Doggy Shadow Slice coming in hot. First time he didn't have a shield, so that's interesting. I should have went for the freaking thingy. There I go again, not doing it. Like, you think I would learn my lesson the first fucking few times to hit him with that move. That, I don't know what he was doing. He was probably like, what's going on? I wonder if I mean, at best, if they were going to buff Doggy, maybe they would make Shadow Slice a dash cancel. So you can still get your pokes in, etc. Like, that's what you're trying to go for. Again, that's my problem. I mean, that kid, I did my move like 3 seconds before he did, and his move was just a second just to pull. So, again, these are always like the problems I will always have with Doggy in general. I mean, there's nothing more I can do about that. It's very sickening. Bam. One time I actually like to use his assist. He's with himself pretty much. I don't know why I didn't strike. My brain must have shut down for some reason because, honestly, that was like awful. There we go. Bam, and then bam. Dagger on with the breaker is really solid stuff. So, in conclusion, I don't think Doggy's ever going to get touched, but I guess the only way you can ever make his moveset work is with the right assist build when it comes to breakers and forcing your opponent's hand. I mean, that's the best you can do with the character. He doesn't really have any proper combo setups for any of his moves without the help, and Justice Combo is his only cancel, so, again, those are things that don't help. Jesus, he had so much freaking energy, man. He just wanted to do his strike. The only way to nerf Blaze, just don't give him his 5-cost strike. That he's actually pretty doable to play against every match. So he kept getting that breaker, and instead he'd rather use assists that deal more damage, which is again understandable. Bam, stay locked. Bam, not enough energy to get out of it. So I was able to profit a lot off that. Bam, Shadow Ranger, Shadow Slash. Nice and simple stuff. Good stuff right there. Bam, put the barrier back up. He could have used his breaker a lot of times in that match, but you know, he chose not to. Bam. Again, he didn't waste his strike. Like, you can waste your strike in the shield if you need to, but that's what it's legit called when you want to bait out your opponent's bullshit. Bam, and that's what you get for trying to do an assist, thinking, hey, that's going to work automatically. Duh. Anyways, that's all we have for Doggy before the next Doggy arrives. So y'all be good. Y'all stay safe. Thanks for watching. Oh, man, we'll see you guys Friday for some unboxing stuff. Peace out.